What's going on, guys? Chris here with Clutter Reduction Junk Removal, where we talk about the ups and downs of being a solo owner operator in my junk removal business. And today was more of a side job kind of day. So I was just about to start editing my website to go ahead and update my keywords, like I mentioned in my SEO video the other day. And we got a call from one of the senior living facilities that I'm a vendor at, and they asked me to come by and give an estimate. I don't know if it's going to be like a whole clean out or if it's just a few items picked up from multiple locations. It's kind of hit or miss. So we're going to head there in a little bit and check that out. In the meantime, we got our GoPro and we got our chest mount because I want to start doing storage unit auction like buys and start doing like a POV style of like the units. So I've talked about that in multiple videos in the past. We have the websites pulled up. We're going to start looking into them this weekend. But I think it's going to be a pretty cool thing to get into. And I'll probably just make like a playlist on the channel and upload the videos to there to kind of help keep it a little separate from the junk removal stuff. But in the meantime, I wanted to go ahead and discuss some of my goals I have with the business. I already had goals set up for this year, but every quarter or so I like to kind of revisit what I have going on and see, has anything really changed, or have I already accomplished one of those goals? Do I need to make a new one? I think it doesn't hurt to always have a new goal, even if it's not attainable like right away, because at least you're always chasing after something. And I think that's going to help motivate you to continue moving forward before you kind of get comfortable and start to plateau. So I want to go over some of the goals I have, and I would love to hear what you guys kind of are looking for, at least for this year, maybe pushing into next year. So I mentioned a couple of videos ago, after that networking event, what's your end result and how do you make a business plan to head there? So are you just trying to create franchises? Are you trying to stay a small business? Are you looking to just build a business up, sell it, and move on to your next adventure? What's your end result goal? But as far as this year goes, seeing as how the year has gone with the different economic changes we've been having with, and the weather, and everyone's getting messed up with all these snowstorms in states where it normally doesn't snow, and there's just a lot going on. You have inflation, you have the housing market, there's a lot of crazy things happening, and it's obviously affecting everybody in every service, every type of job. It doesn't matter who you are, somebody's being affected. Unless you're Amazon, then you're fine. But I just find it useful to kind of update goals. So I want to talk about a few that I have, and then I'll take you along with me on that estimate. So this is like personal income. This is just how I like to manage my money. And this is for the business as far as goals go. So the first goal is, and I think this is something that everybody deals with no matter how busy you are, is debt management. I do have some debt with the business. It's something that just kind of carried off of last year because I got really slow and I had all these changes coming in from going full time. So I'm working on it. I'm not perfect. It's my first time. I don't know what I'm doing. The second thing is to, of course, grow the business, but I want to get it to where it is a year-round stable business. So when I mean year-round, I don't mean like I'm slammed year-round. I think everyone has slowdowns, but I want to have it be stable enough to where I'm slow, but I'm still making enough money to pay for the business's bills and my bills. If I'm not pulling in a lot of profit that's extra, that's okay, it's understandable. But if I can cover both bills, that's always going to help drastically with financial stress, which I think is what drives a lot of people out of the business world, is you're not busy enough to cover your business bills, let alone your own, and all of a sudden you're freaking out and you think, oh my God, what am I gonna do? And eventually people just give up. So I just wanna be stable enough to at least hit where I need to be able to run properly. And after that, I'll take care of the profit part. Next up is self-service and rentals. I've been talking about doing rentals for quite a while. It's been one of my goals since I opened business. But recently I was thinking about doing self-service to where it's kind of like doing a rental, except I'm not leaving the trailer there. The truck will stay in the driveway or in front of the house. I'll just sit in the truck and, I don't know, go on Netflix or something. And the customer basically has 2 hours to fill the truck, and I'll do different times for different increments, but they're just gonna pay normal price with like a 40% discount or 50% discount. Basically whatever I would normally pay myself. So that's something I'm going to work on and build a website, a page on my website, and I'm just gonna make it private so that when I'm ready to go live with it, I can publish it. Next up, this one's a little tricky, and I don't know if everyone has this problem or if it's just me overthinking it. But I want to create an emergency fund with the business, like a 6-month emergency fund. But obviously at the end of the year, it's going to be considered a surplus and you're going to get taxed on it. So I would rather have that cushion there and just get taxed on it than not have anything there in the event like next year, like it's really slow in January, February, or maybe something happens and I can't operate my business and I don't want to rely on 1099 guys and maybe I'm not ready to do employees yet. I don't know. So I just rather have that cushion there. I'll deal with the taxes. I'm going to ask my accountant about that actually. But I would like to have a 6-month emergency fund heading into 2024. I also would like to acquire my second trailer by the end of this year. I am basically just going to use my current trailer as the rentals or the self-service, or one day maybe like to hold scrap metal or whatnot. And I want to get a 7x14 double axle trailer, not a dump trailer, just a trailer. So that's going to be one of my goals. And then I would like to increase my 1099 helpers to about 2 to 3 guys. So right now I pretty much have one that I've been using when I need help. I have a former mover that I used to use on all my jobs, but he can't do a 1099 for personal reasons. So I've been using the guy recently and he's been working out really well. So I would like to open that up to like 2 to 3 guys that I can use on retainer, like on a regular basis, because I'm trying to get into using people more often and getting used to that, because I would like to branch off and get employees one day. And I feel like the more comfortable I am just always doing stuff by myself, the less likely I am going to be with merging into that whole, hiring out employees. Because right now I feel like I can handle the majority of jobs myself. But sometimes I might get a little burned out, or, for time purposes, I'd rather just hire help and help me get the job done a little faster. So it's a little tricky. It's a little bit of a double-edged sword. You hire out more people, it takes a lot of weight off your back, but then you're also paying out twice as much. So, I'm not in a position where it's like I have 5 jobs a day lined up to where if I had other people, it could help me speed through the jobs and get more done. I'm not in that kind of situation. So for me, it's more like if I hire anyone now, I just have to pay more. My phone just froze, so I don't know where I left off. But yeah, so it's a little tricky from my personal situation, and my situation does apply to everybody else's, and everybody else's doesn't apply to my own. So I'm happy to take constructive criticism from the experts out there. But, that's just where I'm at. So that's one of the struggles I've always had to deal with doing this on my own and not having like previous experiences. Like, when do I take that step? How do I handle it if it doesn't go well? It's just, it's the up and downs of having a business. So that's kind of what's going on right now. We're going to go ahead and head into the estimate, and I will show you when we get there. All right, so that estimate obviously was a little messy, not the cleanest of cleanouts that we've had, but honestly, like, what, quarter load of furniture tops? It's mainly just bagging up stuff, and even that, like, it was just dirty, like, well, a little bit of poo here and there. So I had to blur out the bathroom because I don't think YouTube would appreciate that. I don't know the policies fully yet as far as like what would get flagged and what wouldn't, so we're not going to show you that part. I am going to bring help with me tomorrow, because whenever I am dealing with something that is not sanitary, if it's a larger job like that, I do like to have help to help limit the potential contamination factors, because it's just not something you want to really get comfortable with dealing with unless you're properly protected. So I'm not going to make any poop jokes because they're not my favorite. They're kind of number 2. And everyone always tells me my poop jokes stink. But on a serious note, that was a little bit of a deja vu, because I actually had a job a couple months ago where similar setup, not a lot of stuff, but poop everywhere. And actually the weirdest part was that there was a lot of poop on the back patio that completely, like, I was like, what is this? And the maintenance guy was like, I have no idea. Like, we guessed that like they were using the bathroom in the back patio, which there wasn't one. They were just sitting on the chair and using the bathroom. I don't know. Weird stuff, man. Weird stuff. So I don't think realistically it's going to take more than 2 hours. Furniture-wise, quarter of a load tops. A lot of it's just bagging up stuff. The kitchen wasn't super full. The closets were more small boxes. That's quick with the Gorilla Cart. We're going to use the 2 trash cans to run all the bags of, clothes and stuff like that out. The mattress that you saw was soiled on. We'll throw it in a mattress bag so we don't even have to touch it. And I'll just throw it on the mattress bars, throw it in the truck. I think it's going to be a pretty quick job. And then when I'm all done, I'll just hose out my truck. So, that's about it. I mean, nothing too crazy. But, yeah, I'll go ahead and... Good afternoon. This is Chris with Clutter Reduction Junk Removal.
Great introduction, Chris. Hey, I'm giving the call for clutter reduction, and you're located in Boynton Beach.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. No, I'm from Yelp.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, this is.
How are you?
Well, rounding up my day. 1 more hour left. You probably can't say the same thing. How long are you out for normally?
Calls may be monitored and recorded.
Okay. The amount of times that Yelp calls me is absolutely ridiculous. I called Yelp because I had a really good review get flagged as not being recommended, and there's nothing wrong with the review. And they're like, yeah, no, we can't do anything about that. And I was like, okay, just out of curiosity, does it have anything to do with the fact that I don't pay for ads with you guys? Because I heard the rumor that you guys will flag reviews for that reason if you're not paid with them. And she was like, oh, no, we don't do that anymore. And then I asked her about it, and she completely changed the subject. And I wonder if she didn't mean to say that. So, screw Yelp. I post pictures on there for SEO purposes. I don't send people there for reviews. I don't, I get messages on there every now and then, but half the time it's their lead generator thing. And I don't even know if they're legit. So, whatever. I just block their numbers every time they call. So yeah, tomorrow morning, we'll take care of that job. Comment down below, what are your goals for the rest of this year and heading into next year? I would like to know. And other than that, I think that's about it. We're gonna try to take the back seat out of the truck so I can fit all my equipment in here a little bit more efficiently. So, fun stuff. But that's about it. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning.